abortion. Disgusting. I'm just saying. Now the feminist, I know y'all probably like, feminist? Ken, where the hell you come out with all this? Man, I'm backwards and forwards and everywhere. Eventually, I'm going to get to all this kind of shit throughout all the videos I make. Anyway, but feminists always talking about equality and blah, blah, blah. Now, they believe they have the right to, should have the rights over their bodies and what they do with it and all this other shit. And, the double standard is women can have an abortion. I was about to say create. Have an abortion. But if a man, let's say he does something, let's say he gives the woman something, that she takes and she doesn't know what it is, whatever, and it kills the child inside her so that she doesn't have it. But it's not, the child isn't a formally grown fetus or whatever. It's considered murder if he does that, but not considered murder if she has an abortion. Now, they say they should have the decisions over, the decisions and rights to do whatever they want with their body. Now, see, the problem I have with this is, now, remember, I don't give a shit about humans, so I'm pro-murder, kill each other, kill yourselves, I don't care. But I don't like the double standard of all this. Or the bullshit ass, they should have the decision to do what they want with their bodies. Because, to me, I see it as, we should get to decide. No, there shouldn't be no abortion. And the reason is, you did decide to do with your body when you opened your legs. That was your decision. To open your legs, knowing the risk would be to get an STD or to get pregnant. So, to me, that's why there should be no abortion, because she did decide. Only time I would allow abortion in my world is if she was raped. That's the only time, because then you didn't consent or consensually decide to have sex with that guy, which I just kind of just made a redundant statement there with the consensual and decide. Anyway, but when you decide to have sex with that guy, but if you don't decide to have sex with him and he rapes you and all that, then, you chose, you just made your decision right there. So if you get pregnant, you have to suffer the consequences. Now I'm going to make a whole nother video about how I've been thinking about what would happen, I want to kill everybody now. I believe the only way to save the world is for all humans to be dead. But let's say this, I couldn't kill everybody. Let's say it was like, hey, there have to be humans here, but you can make up whatever rules you want to make the world better as you think. I'm going to make a separate video on that. I don't have every single thought planned out, but I have like a few basic ones and I'll make it. Anyway, let's move on. So, if she should decide now, people would say, hey, Ken, well, okay, what if people did do that? What if they did have it where if only if you were raped, maybe you have an abortion, then a bunch of women would just lie about rape. And if you don't think women out there lying about rape just to be lying about rape, then you don't know a damn thing, because they are definitely out there lying about rape. So it is an extremely high possibility that's what they would do to get an abortion. They will lie and say they were raped even though they weren't. Now, I say that's all good and well, and they can do that for a little while. But what happens is it's going to be the cry wolf effect. What happens is so many women are going to lie about being raped. Eventually, it's going to come to the point where the cops no longer believe them, the clinics no longer believe them. And the problem with rape is it's extremely hard to prove. Because whether you have sex consensually or you get raped, there's no real difference. The only thing that shows when they take those tests is that someone penetrated you. That's it. Now, another thing, I'm probably going to make a separate video on this too, but I do not consider rape penetration. I consider rape to be someone forcing their will to have sex on you without you consenting, pretty much. So it can be a woman can rape a man can rape a woman. I don't think it's that, it must be penetration bullshit. I think if you decide to do something to someone sexually and they don't wish to consent, that is rape. So I just want to say that. But I'm saying when they do those rape kits on women, the test usually shows, hey, there's scarring around the tissues here. It shows blah, blah, semen, all that shit. So you can't tell whether they consented or not. But what's going to happen with that is, like I said, the cry wolf effect is they're going to do all that crying wolf. Oh, I was raped and I need an abortion, blah, blah, blah. Now, what's going to happen is there's going to be a decrease in the police and clinics believing these women. So there's going to be a decrease in abortions, or it's going to be a lot harder to get one. And not only that, it's going to be an increase in actual rape. Because guess what? Now men are going to, not all men, obviously, by no means, I'm not lumping every man in there. This is by no means a generalization, but the men who are getting turned down by these arrogant women, or women who feel entitled, or they're better than those men, those men are likely, now every man, please do not try to say every man, I'm not saying that, I'm saying those select few are going to rape women because they know if I rape her and then they go tell, the police aren't going to believe them because they cry wolf so much. Because they are going to, because the police and them will generalize. Damn, am I saying that right? Generalization. You get what I'm trying to understand. They're generalize. There it goes. Generalize all the women and say, you know, if you come here, then we're going to assume you're lying, and it's going to be ridiculously hard for them to prove that they're not. And it's going to increase rate. I remember I was watching, you know, a while ago. Now, don't you judge me, you sick bastards. I was watching 90210, the remake one that they got out. And I remember the girl in there lied that the teacher raped her. And he didn't. He hadn't touched her. He hadn't made any moves. And it was a reason she lied. There was a reason, but you'd have to watch it to know why. But either way, she lied. The guy, you know, they had to suspend him and all that stuff. Look into it. And eventually she comes out, okay, I lied. You know, it wasn't the truth. So guess what happens, you know, not too long after that? He rapes her. And she just knew, like, holy shit, I can't tell anybody because if I tell them, they won't believe me. So now, because of her lying before and crying wolf, that got her. Now, obviously, this would not happen. You know, like I said, I don't want to. I'm not lumping all men into every category, and I do not want anybody else to do that shit. But I'm saying, you know, there are a few out there that do that. And that will increase. Their activity will increase because they know, oh shit, it's more likely that I'll get away with it now. So I guess the moral is, I don't think abortion should be okay unless raped. And women, don't lie about rape. Just don't do that because you're only fucking yourself over, your daughter over, the future generations over with your lying. That's all you're doing. You need to think about, but humans don't have the ability to see the future, so naturally, that's not what they think of. But I'm just saying, that's my thoughts on abortion. This is obviously only opinions. I've never raped a woman. I'm not a woman. I'm never going to have kids. I don't want to have kids. You know, if I ever was going to have one, I would just adopt because there's plenty of unwanted kids out there. You know, but all for a different time and a different video. This is just my thoughts. You know, leave comments below. Say you sick bastard. You know, send me some hate mail. Whatever you want to do. But these are just my opinions and thoughts. All right, Ken out.